Good morning, everyone. In this very early morning, we will be talking about the week to come, which is starting now on the 24th of August. It is really not a time to sleep because only now we do have the time, the opportunity to welcome Venus as a morning star, Sirius, and also after that, the first rays of the sun. And this is so important. Now, first, if we wake up around 4:30 in the morning, we'll be able to see Venus, after that Sirius, and after that the sun. Why is this so important? Many ancient cultures, starting from the Babylonians, Egyptians, would welcome and consider the first heliacal phases of the planets as very important with predictive purposes. When they would look at the horoscope, based only on the phases of the planets, first, which are what? The phases according to the position of the sun, the first appearance of certain planets, and after that, the last visibility, the disappearance of the planets, were considered very important with very high predictive value. In particular, Venus as a morning star, which is Athena Pallas for the Greeks, which was Inanna from Akkad for the Babylonians, and to watch Venus had the importance of understanding the divine God's love. When we welcome Sirius, the first visibility of Sirius for the year, like the Sirius was hidden in the rays of the sun, and at one point the star is rising heliacally, rising from the rise of the sun, and with this the star is having the first birth, has the most potentials. So the first visibility of Sirius is always celebrated by our ancient cultures on the 19th of August. So around this date, or the first 7 days of the visibility of Sirius, are very important, and the ancients would consider them as giving us the lesson of God, understanding the God's wisdom if we welcome Venus and Sirius. And then on the very same day, in the very same moment, actually, just one after another, it is worth it to welcome the sun, because the first solar rays will teach us God's wisdom, and Sirius will teach us God's truth. So we will understand in one day, we will come closer to God by understanding God's love, by seeing Venus, God's truth by seeing Sirius, and God's wisdom by welcoming the sun. So you have the opportunity now to do it, and indeed the energies are very special. So yes, this was the first message that I had for you. The other one, of course, are a bit complex situation on the sky, because now this week in particular we have the exact, even on Monday, and then during the week we will be having the active square between Saturn and Mars. This is typically a square of tension. It is happening in sidereal Capricorn and in sidereal Aries, which sidereal would say astronomical. Like if you look at the sky and if you want to see the constellation of Aries, you also see in the very first degrees Mars, very shiny, very visible, like a red dot on the sky during the night time. So Mars and Saturn square, tension. It's a dangerous square. Let's really be honest. Dangerous in terms of tension, even violence. We don't know exactly what this can bring, but in any case, there will be events that will be really associated with violence, with conflicts all over the world. On the other hand, Jupiter and Venus, the two benefics, Jupiter in sidereal Sagittarius in his own kingdom, and Venus in Gemini, are making opposition. This is not a bad opposition at all, but it is an opposition of expenses, voluntarily expenses. It would say that this work will be less about gains and more about expenditure. So we will be doing this voluntarily with full understanding and consciousness, and this is what this opposition is bringing. On the other hand, is expansion of love, of truth, because in the very same moment Jupiter and Pluto are also together. So we will keep seeing truth, we'll keep seeing and expose, people will be exposing media lies, governmental manipulations. This will be an ongoing process, part of the Great Awakening, which is the reality, the part of this complex but otherwise beautiful reality. Also this week, the sun is passing through Regulus, the star, which is the heart of the lion, brave degrees. So we will have the difficult Saturn-Mars square, but we will have the trine between Mars and the Sun and Mercury, which is about brave actions. People will be brave to expose liar, to expose manipulations, to go on the street, to have riots, to oppose governments. So it's a complex situation of awakening, of some danger and possible aggression, or yes, indeed, of more expenditures than gains. This is how in general I see the week. Of course, let's look now what is the situation day by day. And what we have on Monday, 24th of August, which is the 4th lunar day, is actually that the moon is passing through the constellation of the Northern Crown. But what is the 4th lunar day? Let's see. Still, the moon on the 4th lunar day is very young, full of potentials, and the 4th lunar day is the most potent lunar day. During this day, the Babylonians would crown the king. Such important lunar day this is. Important, powerful energies will be seen a lot on Monday, Tuesday. And the Northern Crown is what? It's a constellation which is crowning. It's a crown. It is make people visible into what they do. So the visible actions, exposures, people who do work like work of beauty, design, talent, exact knowledges, even people who are in the financial sectors, in architecture, design, exact knowledges would be lucky because their work, whatever they do now, later will be rewarded, so to say. These are good degrees also for beauty procedures if they're not involving knife, if they're not involving serious, serious like manipulation, so to say. But also the moon on this day is powerful because this is harmonious sextile on the sky between the sun and the moon. So on one hand, it is harmonious day related to our relation, to our decisions, emotions, and on the other hand, we may need to be a bit cautious. The good thing is that is yes, the trine between moon, Venus, and sextile between moon, Jupiter. This is harmonious. Now, Monday is the day of the moon. So we can wear white, blue, light blue, off-white. The gemstones that we could wear would be a moonstone, selenite, some opals. We could wear also aquamarine. Many stones belong to the moon, and it's always good to see the moon on the sky. It is always very, very useful for our horoscopes, which immediately have impact on our everyday life to connect with the planets and the stars. So this was about what to do and what not to do. Now, obviously, with this tension between Saturn and Mars, it's good to stay away from trouble, to listen to your intuition. If something is not right when you have to do a trip or a negotiation, just be cautious, because Mars will also be aspecting Mercury. Yes, by trine, but still will be aspecting Mercury. So it's good to be cautious. We may travel, do it also only if you're carefully with good preparation and making sure that your intuition is allowing you, because God is talking via the intuition. Medical interventions if not invasive beauty procedures, you can do planting flowers, planting trees on this day. So the day is good for certain activities. For new initiatives, you may do, but still, because the moon is very young, but still it's appropriate to see which initiative. For some media work, the day is not very appropriate. For some design and beauty work, you could do, but again, cautiously, and see what exactly the business is. And now let's see, Tuesday, 25th of August, 5th lunar day, also very, very powerful. The moon is conjoined Zuban al-Shamal, again, star of design, beauty. So similar things, the day will be good for some activities which relate our talents and yes, understanding of beauty. And then again, still the Saturn-Mars aspect tension is still a fact. It is a fact on the sky. Mars is also aspecting Venus, so emotional day for people's romantic lives, emotions, and also the day which can bring lots of expenses and less incomes is also fact. On this day, negotiate. It is not brilliant, but you may, if you stay out of troubles or risky situations, to travel also. Plan very well your trip. Make sure that you're, praying and listening to your intuition so that you can be on the safe side. And Tuesday is day of Mars. You can see Mars brilliantly clear on the night sky, like a red dot in the first degrees of, you can see him, if you look at the sky and you see one of the two Pisces, you will see Mars there. The more I look at the sky, the more attracted to this I am, the more fascinating it is. So try if you didn't try, if you haven't tried. So yes, the day again of a bit exaggerated expenditure, less incomes. During this day, beauty procedures, if not invasive, this Mars is very strong. You can wear red, orange, a fiery red. The gemstones would be garnets, red garnets, all garnets which are on the red side. Also carnelian, also red corals, they belong to Mars. You have red tourmalines, also many stones belong to Mars as well. The food could be tomatoes, paprikas, ginger. All these will help you connect with the planet, but also it is appropriate, even in some texts, the ancients say, if we eat the color of the day, we are already on the safe side when it comes to health. So let's see Wednesday, 26th of August, 6th lunar day. The moon is passing through the sacred degrees of knowledge of Hermes. The sacred degrees of Scorpio are right on the head of the celestial Scorpion, knowledge, work. It is a day which is beneficial for those who work with chemicals, doctors, chirurgs, chemists, pharmacists, people who are engaged with natural healing, natural sciences like magic, understanding from herbs. This is brilliant, a powerful day for studying, for deeply researching the occult, if you want. Day of Hermes, what you want? Knowledge, that is it. And Mars Sun trine is still fact, day that is associated with courage, but also the day is, there is a square between the moon and the sun, so not very balanced in terms of our emotions. And when we still know that Saturn Mars square is a fact, it is good to be careful, to listen to our intuition. And when you want to travel, again, be careful, plan well your trip, don't get involved into risky situations, and the day is not very appropriate for new beginnings, neither is appropriate for medical interventions, because it is Wednesday. The day is ruled by Hermes, Mercury. You can wear yellow, green. Gemstones could be emerald, green, garnet, green aventurine, again green what, there are so many, green, what was the name, beryl, green tourmalines. Let's see, Thursday, 27th of August, 7th lunar day. The 7th lunar day, not without a reason, was considered critical by the ancients. And this would say they would spend time more on a safe place, either in the temple, praying, contemplating, or just by themselves, praying to the divinity that they would worship in Mesopotamia, for example. They would not take risks on this 7th lunar day. And also it makes sense because this week the moon is approaching Shaula, which is the star on the tail of the scorpion. It is a poisonous day. It would be good if you do herbalism, if you are a medic, if you're a doctor, if you are engaged into natural sciences, medical profession. But other than that, to tell you, these days a little bit critical because the moon is fallen, and in the tail of the scorpion, it can be critical also worldwide. We could hear events that we may not like to hear about. And yes, Saturn-Mars square is a fact too. So the tension on the sky is there, therefore the tension in our reality will also be felt on different level. So it is good to stay away from trouble. New beginnings, not on this day. The day is ruled by Jupiter, which is good. This is a huge help from the sky. So Jupiter, we can wear yellow sapphire. We can orange and yellow clothes. We can wear citrine, very, very appropriate too. What we can do also is a time for enhancing our intuition, for doing spiritual practices, negotiations, really not, new beginnings, really not, to spend time gardening, beautiful. It is a fruitful day, actually, fruitful day, literally. And the day could be indeed associated with more expenditures than incomes. And now we have 28th of August, Friday, 8th lunar day, and the moon is approaching conjunction with Jupiter. This is fine. And the moon is in the vicinity of the point of the winter solstice. Powerful, powerful point on the sky. The moon is also in the Milky Way. The moon in the Milky Way actually is a very spiritual place for philosophical studies, sharing your knowledge, understanding truth, trying to research truth, to review truth to others. This is good also because the moon is trining the sun and is trining Mercury and is trining Mars. So this is good. Still, Saturn-Mars square, to remind you, is there on the sky. So lots of costs, tension worldwide, riots, days of reviewing the truth is there too. On this day, we may travel, negotiate. Well, you may, but Mercury is also not visible, so he's not badly placed at all in Leo, even conjunct Zosmo astrological stars. So for our studies and astrological activities, this is good. But for special new beginnings, I wouldn't start anything new on this day, also because the expenditures, the costs would be very high. But Venus is ruling the day. We could wear pink gemstones. I just discovered a beautiful pink gemstone literally ruled by Venus, and this is tonight, and this gemstone is really Venus stone, rose quartz, rose diamond, pink tourmalines, very, very beautiful. Same with the clothes, and this would make us happier. And yes, welcome Venus. Around just before the sun rises, you will see Venus on the sky. It's something good. It's like the more you do this, the more you would love it. because the energies are kind of responding. This is my perception. And then Saturday, 29th of August, 9th lunar day, and the moon is exactly conjoining Jupiter. This is good. Exposure of truth, philosophical studies, desire to go deeper into philosophies and teachings, religion, spirituality. The moon is in the vicinity of the nebula of Sagittarius, again, a very spiritual, bit complex place. Day 2 exactly trine with Mercury, also with Uranus. Still Saturn Mars square is there. So yeah, another day to be careful. And to travel you may, to negotiate we may, but a bit carefully, again, due to the square, which is a fact. It's a square of danger, let's call it this way. Still day of some possible costs, more costs, higher costs than incomes. But it is Saturday, the day of Saturn. Also in the evening, just after the moon sets, and also almost immediately you would see Saturn and Jupiter together. You first see a very light dot, which is Jupiter and a star, and next, like you can count 10 fingers. Next you see Saturn, which is not that light as Jupiter. So you can see both of them. And yes, it's a day where we can wear black or dark blue, dark colors which belong to Saturn. The gemstone would be yellow sapphire, which is a huge responsibility. If we wear this stone, we need to be very responsible for our moral actions. This is Saturn. He is the Lord who is ruling the karma, the Lord of truth. So yes, new beginnings, no, because of the high costs which may be involved. Medical interventions also, you may do. Actually, you may do some medical interventions the day before too, which was Friday. And now let's see, Sunday, 30th of August, 10th lunar day, and the moon is entering the place in Capricorn where you have the horns. Very intuitive, very clairvoyant. People who have this in horoscopes are often mediums, clairvoyant people. And the moon is with Saturn conjunct the day, this harmonious day, square by Mars, not good to travel, not good to have medical interventions. Really, the day is a bit, there is a tension on this day. Also worldwide, you will hear. Again, day of some more costs than incomes, probably no new beginnings. Welcome the sun, it's a day ruled by the sun. Wear ruby, wear red garnet. Just welcome the sun, express your gratitude to God. And this will be a good start of the day. So Sunday is this travel, if you can avoid new initiatives, negotiations, avoid. And wait until, not even Monday, but until Tuesday, the moon to go, to leave Capricorn and enter the very spiritual Aquarius, where the moon will not be afflicted. So this was my week for the astrology for the 7 days of the week. Your comments are welcome. I wish you a very good week and see you very soon with another video.